Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are brand new here, definitely click on that subscribe button and subscribe right now, because what we're about to talk about is going to be about something very cool. Okay, but for real, the one thing that we're going to talk about today, actually two things I guess, well, it's all combined in the same topic, is going to be the struggles of a female Marine and the struggles of a female Marine veteran. Okay, so for number one, let's start off with the hair. Keeping your hair in rags is a lot harder than people actually think. For example, number one is definitely time consuming. Female Marines are known to have amazing hair in uniform. We take pride in that for sure. So the thing is that to get that hair, it's extremely time consuming. Female Marines will actually use a sock bun. Listen, I'm not talking about like those CVS little spongy sock buns. No, I'm talking about an actual sock bun. Like, you have a sock where the toes go, you're gonna cut it, right? And you're gonna roll it like a donut. And then if you have really thick hair, you're gonna do that over and over and over again on top of each sock until you get a big enough sock bun to fit all your thick hair in it. Number two, most of the time you end up with having some bald spots. Number three, your hair is gonna start thinning. Number four, you have to make a decision whether you wanna get a pixie cut or end up with bald spots. There is a lot of hair products that contain really harsh chemicals that after using it for so long, after years of use, you can actually end up thinning out your hair or you'll end up getting bald spots. But that leads me to my next thing. So whenever females wear their hair in a sock bun, they usually either they can wear it slicked back or they might part it. So for instance, let's say that I parted it where my part is right now, right? So think about it this way. I'm parting it like this, and it's literally like pulling on my scalp for years every single day. Obviously, this little part right here is gonna end up having a bald spot, and actually that's something that was starting to happen to me. So whenever you do choose your chemicals, we have to be careful on what we choose because we want to get like the most natural ones. And then also for my African American females, God bless you guys, because I know that you guys had it the worst, honestly, because I know that there's like certain hairstyles that you guys have to wear in order to maintain, like, you know, your hair looking good, and it's hard. And the fact that the regulations weren't like helping you guys at all, that freaking sucked, you know? So that's number one. Number two, morale items can actually end up sapping our own morale. How does that even make any sense, right? How the heck does that even make any type of sense? So here's the thing. Let's say I was wearing this right out in town. It has like my little, you know, sergeant chevrons right there, and I wear it on base. Okay, cool. People will believe, you know, that I'm a female Marine, right? Maybe. But then let's say that I were to wear that out in town. If I wear that out in town or even anywhere here, people will automatically assume that the only reason I'm wearing this is because I'm supporting my husband. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I've been asked in the past if my husband is in the Marine Corps, and I'll be like, yes, because my husband is in the Marine Corps. But the thing is that they'll say, oh, you know, thank him for his service, whatever. And I'll be like, okay, you know, not saying anything, okay. And then they'll be like, oh, it must be really hard for you. And I'm like, what do you mean? Because he's away? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, actually, I'm pretty used to it because I met him while I was in the Marine Corps. And then their eyes will just like, what? Like, you're in the Marine Corps too? This stuff. Wearing a shirt that you would think brings up morale, like a USMC shirt, at the end can actually bring our morale down because people will almost question us as if we aren't Marines also just because we're females. Number three, Man, number 3, honestly, I don't even know what to call this. I'm just gonna say haters are gonna hate, okay? Haters just gonna hate. Like, that's just what it is. People always assume that if you're a female Marine, you have to be like this big, like, butch lesbian woman, that you're ugly. Oh, dude. First of all, I'm not ugly. Just kidding. But I'm not ugly. No, for real. I'm not ugly. But I ain't pretty either, but I'm not ugly. But people do assume that because they think that all female Marines have to look a certain way. You can never tell if a female has ever served. Like, honestly, just by looking at them, like me sitting here, like just like this, you can't tell if I served or not. And it's the same thing for other females. You can't just think like a one size fits all. So just because one female Marine was maybe pretty butch and was a lesbian doesn't mean that every single one of us are, okay? First of all, you shouldn't even be asking that, okay? Also, so that would be something that civilians might say. Now, something that our own peers might say, right? I don't know if you guys ever heard of the term wook or Wookie, being pretty much like a derogatory term used for female Marines. Listen, first of all, if you think that's gonna hurt my feelings, it's not, and I'll tell you why. First of all, Wookiees are literally like war fighters. There are, like, you should be scared of Wookiees, honestly. Like, they're freaking badasses. So I don't even care. Call me a Wook. I'm a Wookie. Don't care, don't care. Also, for those of you guys that don't know why female Marines are called Wookiees, I'll let you in on the backstory for that. So, while we are at boot camp, we're not allowed to shave our legs, ever. Okay, not just our legs, like anything, like nothing. So if you're a hairy female, yeah, that answers your thing. So for these whole 3 months, you're not allowed to shave. Nothing. So they kind of think of us Wookiees, you know, because they're full of hair, so we're full of hair, supposedly, you know. Another thing that still goes on to haters gonna hate is the fact that people will look at us like, let's say, okay, we're done with work for the week, whatever, and let's say that we get some level time, right? So we get to go down to San Diego, or, you know, down in Okinawa, I don't know, wherever your base is, and you want to go out to the club or something, and you dress up and you're looking all cute, and for some reason, right, somebody finds out that you're a Marine, this is the first thing they're gonna tell you. Wow, but you're so pretty, and you're like so small, you're so frail, how can you be a Marine? No way, you're a Marine. First of all, let me tell you something. Marines come in 2 breeds, okay? Rottweilers or Doberman, because Marines come in 2 varieties, big and mean, or skinny and mean. They've got really short hair and always go for the throat. So Marines aren't always like these big ass macho men. No, honey, they can also be females. So we're down to struggle number 4 of being a female Marine. So for number 4, I want to say is the fact that there are more grooming standards. What I mean by that is, whenever you're in uniform, you have to, a lot of us, you know, we're used to wearing makeup and blah blah, this and that. Okay, first of all, when I was in Okinawa, I think I was like among like the only female, honestly, that would actually like wear makeup in uniform, along with maybe like one of my other girlfriends. And literally every single day, people would always hate and be like, why are you wearing makeup? Why are you wearing makeup? First of all, in the regulation, it says you can wear makeup, but you have to go for the makeup, no makeup look. Alright, but of course, people always want to say something. So you do have to be a little bit careful on how you do wear your makeup, okay? You definitely have to go for the makeup, no makeup look. Like, you're not gonna go out there and wear glitter on your eyeballs and expect no one to say nothing, because that is not in reg. So you just have to remember, you can wear makeup, but you have to go for the makeup, no makeup look. wear natural makeup, and if anyone ever tells you anything, dude, just pull up the regulation and be like, yo, look, this. We just have to remember, we are female Marines. Unfortunately, it feels, and it is, the fact that we are living in a men's world, but that doesn't mean that we cannot be females in it. Okay, so you cannot take away my makeup. Okay, if I want to wear makeup, I'm gonna wear makeup. And yes, the struggle is the fact that people are always going to say something, and it's none of your business because you're still in regulation. So that's number 4. Now we're gonna go to number 5, proving yourself. Unfortunately, in the Marine Corps, as a female Marine, people are always gonna make you prove yourself, which is not a bad thing, okay? But it is a struggle because of the fact that when you prove yourself, you don't just prove yourself. You have to prove yourself times 10. You know, work your ass off to prove yourself, because there's only so many of us, and the fact that it's like those ones and twos that sometimes will fall all the way back from a hike or a run or something, and then people just automatically assume, oh, all female Marines are like that, you know? So now when you come in, you have to prove yourself that you are not that female Marine that will fall back, and that you will be always in the front with everybody else. So proving yourself, you got to do it. So that was number 5. Now we're going to move over to number 6. So for number 6, I want to say that nothing that they issue us will ever fit the female Marine body. Yes, nothing will ever fit. Yep, the flak doesn't fit, especially for my girls that got big boobies. Oh my God, God bless you guys, because y'all, I know you know the struggle. Like, I bet you that flak didn't even freaking fit you. And then also the packs that we use, and when we go on hikes, that thing will dig deep into your waist so bad. And the fact that they're not meant for, you know, females with hips, it will actually lead to injuries. And I feel like a lot of the injuries that occur is because of that, which actually, that leads me on to struggle number 7. Struggle number 7 is we're told that we need to stop being weak bodies. I feel like female Marines especially are discouraged from seeking medical help, even if they feel the need and they're actually hurt. They're literally discouraged a lot of the times from seeking medical help, which I think is why I myself would never go to medical unless I had to like go get a shot or something, or if it was like my last physical that I did before I got out. If you have to go to medical, go to medical. Don't care what people say, because they're not the ones that are gonna live in your body when you're like 35, 45, 55, you know, down the road. They're not gonna be in your body. You know your body best. So if something is wrong, you need to go to medical, because trust me, I completely understand when people literally discourage you from going to medical and tell you that you're a weak body because you're going to medical right after like a 14-mile hike where you, and it's not meant for the female body, so obviously it's gonna hurt you, right? And this is the thing that like makes me kind of like, what the hell, is the fact that if a male Marine were to go to medical and something is wrong with their hip or their back and they're broken, compared to a female Marine that goes and gets the same diagnosis, listen, no one's gonna say nothing to the male Marine. They're gonna be like, oh, okay, like poor you, boo-hoo. For the female Marine, they're gonna be like, yeah, typical female Marine all the time. That's just how it is, unfortunately. It's very sad, but it is what it is. So that was number 7. Now let's move over to number 8. Being an active duty mom, or pretty much being in a dual active marriage with children. Man, that freaking sucks. I don't know if this is maybe like command discretion, so to say. I mean, I'm sure it varies from command to command, but what I realized is that if you are a mom in the military or in the Marine Corps, but I'm pretty sure that this is like pretty much military in general, people will look at you and criticize you as a mom for abandoning your child because you're doing your job and you have to go on a deployment. Why is it that when the dad leaves, no one's saying nothing to him? no one says anything to him. They just criticize the mom. And this is coming from both like the civilian people and your peers. So it really sucks because you have no support. They just see it as a mother choosing her career over her children. Also, if you're in a dual military marriage, what happens is that let's say that the husband and the wife, right? They're both chosen to go on a deployment. Now, people automatically assume, oh, the husband has to go because the child needs the mother, so the mother has to stay behind and this and that. And then they leave it no choice and they just automatically expect the father to go and the mother to stay home with the child. But in the case where that doesn't happen, they'll criticize the mom again and be like, oh wow, you're choosing your career over your child. If you are in the Marine Corps and you are trying to get pregnant, and I've seen this before, there is never going to be a right time to get pregnant while you're in. No matter what, I honestly have seen it, and it sucks because people will always look at you as if you are pretty much a nuisance. And they'll look at you like, wow, you're pregnant? Wow, you're pregnant? Okay, you're pretty much broken, like this and that. And they'll criticize you for wanting to get pregnant. Well, goddamn, like, I'm sorry for trying to start a family. But then if it's the male Marine that's trying to get his wife pregnant, no one's gonna say nothing to him. It's all about just like the female getting pregnant and it's her fault and blah blah blah, this and that, but no one's gonna say nothing to the male Marine. So that was number 8. So today we talked about the female Marine struggle, which was number 1, keeping up with your hair is harder than it looks. Number 2, morale items can actually end up sapping our own morale. 3, haters are just gonna freaking hate. Number 4, the continuous grooming standards for females, pretty much the whole makeup thing. Number 5, you never stop proving yourself. Number 6, nothing issued ever fits. Number 7, we are told to stop being weak bodies. Number 8, active duty moms. So we talked about the female Marine struggles. Now let's go over to my side now, which is the struggles of female Marine vets. So pretty much they're kind of the same. For example, morale items actually sapping our own morale. So I literally had even a decal sticker on the back of my car that says female Marine vet, because when people see me in my car and they see the license plate say DV and it has the little Eagle Globe and Anchor emblem on it, on my license plate, people will literally be like, oh well, it's your husband. And a lot of the times as female Marines, like, we think, oh, finally, like, we're out, we'll stop proving ourselves, like it's gonna be a lot easier once we get into the civilian sector. Honestly, it's the same thing, but you never stop proving yourself. But here's the catch. The thing is that we're so used to proving ourselves as female Marines that once we become veterans, it's like, okay, we have to prove ourselves once more, fine, like that's easy. But the thing is that civilians aren't used to us proving ourselves, which leads me into the struggle number 3. The struggle number 3 being that people usually end up thinking that female Marine vets are stuck up. See, the thing is that women are always called bitches whenever we are assertive, but males, it's like, oh, he's the leader, like he's cool. Whenever we were in the Marine Corps, we were taught pretty much like the male manner, like male manners is acceptable, and that's the only thing that we've known for so long. So once we get out, we are, you know, very assertive. We get to the point, we're loud, we're clear about what we want, we're direct, and we get things done. We're very independent, and civilians aren't really used to that. And of course, you know, we're kind of used to swearing a lot. So once we get out, we kind of have like that potty mouth for a little bit. And I feel like civilians expect just women in general to be passive, to be very timid, like quiet, just go with the flow. And that's not gonna cut it with us female Marines. We stand out because of these qualities, and a lot of the times these qualities will make people very uncomfortable around us. So that was number 3. So number 4. So I think that making friends after we get out is a little bit of a struggle, just because it's very hard to have civilians, especially like civilian females, understand female vets. Like it's very hard. Like the understanding levels aren't the same. So I mean, it's difficult, but it's not like it's not doable, you know. I have female civilian friends. I have tons of them now, but at the beginning it was a little bit hard because of the fact that I think I came off a little bit too aggressive, if that makes any sense. And number 5, we have to understand that we are the only support group for each other. So we are less than the 1% in the Marine Corps. So trying to find another female Marine vet in our area is going to be very hard and very difficult. So it's very hard for us to have that support system. So that's it for today's talk. We talked about the struggles of both the female Marine veterans and female Marines. So I hope you guys liked this video. Please remember to like, to comment, and most importantly, subscribe.